All right, shalom, first and foremost. Give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Christ Yahweh Shai. It's your brother, Chief Priest Alizar Lawyer, a.k.a. the Guerrilla Hebrew. 1 second. Needing me a little drink. I'm currently laying in bed, if you must know. It's, what's the date? When am I recording this? Saturday, September the 7th. I'm here in a hotel in Connecticut. Just kind of waiting around, killing some time. I got a baby shower. My wife and I are having a baby shower today. Here in Connecticut. My son Jericho is due here in a few months. My third child, all praise to the Most High. So we're doing a baby shower today. I got to fly back to Atlanta Monday. And just kind of waiting around. You know how I go. And I said, you know what? Let me hit a podcast. Let me do a podcast because I've been slacking on it. We're kind of going into a rebrand stage. I'm currently recording on my phone, so there ain't any interruptions, probably because somebody called me. And if y'all hear a little rustling around, it can be keep it 100. I'm sitting up in the bed right now, so that's why. There's a few things I want to talk about. I've been meaning to talk about. It's got so much going on. I kind of put this on the back burner. Because of course feeding the flock and edification, teaching the scriptures is, predominant and most important. And of course being a father and husband and things of that nature. So, I barely have time to do what I need to do. So then, things like this that are kind of secondary, they get kind of neglected sometimes. It is what it is. But I definitely like doing this, and I got a lot to talk about. Well, I don't know. I might not have that much to talk about, but I be thinking of a lot of stuff to talk about, and then I mess around and don't talk about it. But I mean, hey, whatever. So yeah, but I guess I'll just start with my weekend. I left out Thursday from Atlanta, flew in to Newark, had a nice long drive back to Connecticut. But yeah, yesterday took the train from Connecticut to Times Square. It was supposed to rain. We were supposed to have a unity camp with HOI, but Zabak had called it off because of the rain. I went down anyway because I had a feeling in the spirit that the rain wasn't gonna be too hard, and I had my the SICARRI brothers from Philly drive in, so we was able to hold it down and have a pretty cool camp through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Got some great edification done. Edified some Judites, some Asherites, Issachar, Benjamin, so that's always beautiful. I'm always, of course, happy to edify through the spirit of the Most High. What damn else? But yeah, took a very convenient train, man. It's a train that runs right from Manhattan directly to Connecticut, man. Pretty smooth train ride, man. But yeah, outside of that, it's just been a lot going on. I hope y'all enjoyed the last episode, where I did the interview. I'm going to be doing this Urban Legend series of interviewing certain people, man. So look out for that. Look out for more content on the Chief Zoerilla YouTube as well. And I'm kind of going into rebranding in accordance with the Urban Guerrilla clothing line that I put out. It's kind of, rebranding all the, aside from the ministry stuff that I got going on under the Urban Guerrilla umbrella, providing, of course, apparel and entertainment. So as y'all can see from episode 1 to 18, you had It's a Gorilla with the word gorilla spelled out. Now I'm going into the GRLA thing as a part of brand recognition, even with the Urban Legends, the URBN. So everything with Urban or Gorilla in it, it's going to be URBN and GRLA, and that's all a part of the branding strategy, brand recognition, etc. So, look out for that, and I feel like it'll be that much easier to sift through everything and find my stuff, with, the utilization of that particular spelling. I ain't really seen nobody else do it like that. So, it is what it is. We're going to do it like that. I got a lot of t-shirts that I'm working on, a whole lot. So right now I just put out the Nike, you know, kind of like the Nike slogan theme shirts. We got the Just Do It, which is of course a play off Nike Just Do It. The Just Do It corresponding to Ezekiel 18:5, meaning the just do the law, right? The just do the commandments of the Most High. That's what the just do, instead of just do it. Then we have just to keep the law shirt. And then I got the tribe shirts I'm working on. So I've only gotten through Judah and Benjamin. I'll probably put a few more colorways for Judah and Benjamin out, but I'm gonna do every tribe, or at least try to do every tribe. There's a little bit of a challenge because we're kind of limited to, you know, with that design, that style, the size it needs to be on the shirts and the font. There's a little bit of limitation with how long we can make words in the design. A little bit of limitation. Or else the design will look funny if I do one line a smaller font size than the other ones. So there's a little limitation, so I'm gonna have to get a little creative. Like if y'all seen the Benjamin one, it says Tribe of Benji. Why does it say Tribe of Benji? Because Benjamin wouldn't have fit right. So it's got to say Benji. So some tribes, you know, I'm probably gonna do Ephraim and Manasseh together and just put Tribe of Joseph. Because really they're one tribe. They've got so big they're like two, but really it's the tribe of Joseph. Their patriarch is Joseph. You know, so just look out for that. Most High will. I'll have those done by the end of the week. We got hoodies as well, crew necks and things of that nature. Supplies are running out faster on those. And there'll be more stuff Most High will coming for the fall and winter seasons. You know, I just want to provide apparel that's, you know, for your everyday, for your day-to-day as a Hebrew Israelite, that represents, number one, you're supporting somebody who is a part of your culture. You're representing your culture, you know, and you're being stylish all at the same time. And I think that's, I mean, you know, that's what I like to do. So that's why I'm providing out, like, what would I like to wear? What would I, you know, how do I want to represent the culture, right? And that's what I'm taking those ideas and we're materializing them through the Spirit of the Most High, and I'm giving them out. So if you're interested in it, you know what I mean, you can cop something again, and you know, you're circulating the Israelite dollar, and not only you circulating the Israelite dollar, you're looking cool while doing it. You know, I'm not, you know, trying to put out nothing that's corny or whatever. It's something again that's stylish, that kind of resembles what everyone else in the world is, you know, wearing, but it's not of the world because it has an Israelite twist. You know, like the tribe shirts that say tribe of, you know, Judah, tribe of Benjamin, but then it's got the Paleo Hebrew underneath of the tribe spelt out. So it's not of the world, but it kind of appears of the world. But then when people of the world see it, it's going to cause them to make inquisition. Well, what is this about? It looked like a damn Nike shirt, but this ain't Nike. You know, the Guerrilla champion, it looked like champion, but it say Guerrilla. What's that about? You know, or, you know, if you, the Yahweh over everything shirt, Yahweh Shai shirt that just dropped with the Paleo Hebrew, the last one Kodash, people are going to be like, what is this characters? What does it mean? You know, you see a lot of shirts nowadays with damn Japanese, Chinese, and all this stuff, Arabic on it. Well, what is this language? You know, so that's kind of, you know, what I'm trying to do. And like I said, I'm expanding past just the clothing, you know, want to provide different entertainment things, you know, through the Chief Zoerilla YouTube channel. Debating on whether or not I should rebrand it to a Urban Guerrilla channel, but I have, only thing is I have the custom URL of Chief Zoerilla, you know, and I feel like maybe I acted a little fast on that, because I kind of came up with that before I came up, and I don't even know if I really came up with it before I came up with the Urban Guerrilla, because the Urban Guerrilla idea is something that I've had for a while, but kind of not exactly the way it is now with the URB and GRLA, but it's an idea I've been playing with for years, you know, and I'm just happy the Most High has lit a fire under my ass to kind of, you know, push it forward. So, you know, I may rebrand the YouTube channel. We'll see. You know, already got content out there. You know, a lot of crime and gang themed content. Why? Because I watch a lot of that stuff. You know, before coming into the truth, and honestly, even my first couple years in the truth, I was still very active in those lifestyles. So there's a whole YouTube economy that exists, and bigger than YouTube economy, a Netflix. It's an economy period that exists dealing with gang and crime stuff. You know, you could kind of put the gang stuff as a subgenre of the greater crime phenomena. You know, crime mania that's going on right now. People are captivated and fascinated with people who have lived lives of crime and tell these stories of these lives. And you know, the gang culture is a subculture of the crime life. So that's heavy right now. Be it on, you know, you get on Netflix, Narcos Mexico, all them various things. You get on YouTube, you got YouTube channels like Al Prophet, of course, that just pretty much deals with crime. You have all these prison channels. All the niggas that's been in prison is booming on YouTube. I'm talking about going crazy. You got, of course, Fresh Out. You got this dude, the white boy Wes Watson, who came off of Fresh Out, whose videos are going insane. I'm talking about he's getting so many damn views. You got 25 to Life. You got 23 and 1. You got 30 to Life. These are all prison YouTube channels that get insane views just from talking about prison all day, talking about their experiences in prison, bringing people to be interviewed just to talk about prison. People are especially fascinated and obsessed with the California prison culture because of the politic nature of it, because you got blacks, South Siders, North Siders, whites, and others. People are fascinated with the intricacies of those jailhouse politics. So that's a part of the crime genre, is that subgenre of prison culture, just along with the gang culture. Then you got channels like Al Prophet. You know, I'm a real big fan of Al Prophet's channel, and he kind of gives insight on crime and government and police corruption all over the world. A lot of good content on his channel, a lot of good interviews. So you have people who are coming and telling, you know, their past war stories and how they came up, or, you know, things like that. And people are fascinated because people have always been fascinated with authentic criminal behavior. People love authentic. This is why people emulate criminal behavior so much. People emulate gangsters so much. People do it because there's an obsession and a fascination with the authentic version. So people want to act like they're the authentic version. Or some people will even come the authentic version predicated upon an obsession or a respect or an admiration for it. You know, this is where you get certain kids who's necessarily not from the roughest and most aggressive environment, but will one way or another find their way to that aggressive environment and then flourish in that arena of being aggressive and being a gangster. Though they didn't come up there, they had so much admiration for it that they actually became it. You have some that will think they're doing it and quasi trying to become it and fail at it and fold. You have some guys that come up in environments that aren't aggressive that go and flourish in those environments. This happens all the time. You hear about one kid from the burbs. His pops was a gangster. His pops tried to keep him away from being gangster, and all of a sudden here he is in the hood doing what hood niggas do, right? And excelling at it, even though he didn't have to. Then people go, well, why are you doing this? You don't have to do it. Some people do it for the love of it. Crazy as it sounds. That's not about money to them or you know, the brownie points. It's really what they want to do. Quiet as it's kept. And in case in point, with how this is being displayed in media right now, is on the show Power, on Stars every Sunday in the 6th season, right? And I saw yesterday when I was walking to camp in Times Square, I got off the train, man, they had two sides of a building in Times Square. Power. I'm talking about Tariq, Tasha, Tommy, Ghost, Angela, even though her ass is in a box. Who else? Oh, pretty much all the main characters. I want to say Dre was on there. The damn Councilman Tate, Lorenz Tate, he was on there. I mean, the lawyer, Proctor, they was all on there. Fantastic. I took a few pictures of it. And then across from them was Ballers. And those is like pretty much the only two shows I'm watching right now is Power and Ballers. Before I get to Ballers, building up off of Power, you have Tariq, and he's being presented as that kid who Pops was a gangster, did everything in his power to keep his child away from that lifestyle and from that environment, yet his son found his way to it and is taking part of it and is excelling at it. And people are going, oh, Tariq is stupid, this and that, but there's a lot of Tariqs out there, right? If you've been around and you know individuals, You may not know a Tariq, but you've heard of somebody you knows somebody like Tariq, who didn't have to necessarily be a part of this, but they ended up involving themselves anyway, just because they wanted to, just because they felt like it was their calling. You know, and I know it's crazy for some people to conceptualize, but it's a very true reality. But just real quick, dealing with power, I've watched pretty much, I want to say every single episode the day it came out. I might have been a day or two late on a couple, but I don't think I've ever been even close to a week late on a single episode of Power since the series began. And we're at a point right now, and some people, we have certain people who are being critical. And I want to say maybe it wasn't this season, but maybe last season, I was critical the first few episodes. This is just, you got to understand how they wrote Power from jump. They keep us on edge for half the season. You're going to be on edge, and then in the last half of the season, a lot of stuff is going to happen, and it's just how the show is. And I think a lot of the criticism is just coming from the frustration of the passionate viewers of things not happening the way they wanted to and as fast as they wanted to. You got to sit back and let a show be a show, right? Right, you got the Most High God, right? And then you got us. We're gods. We're creators, under the Most High that He's created and the power to create. So it's good to sit back and just watch your creation sometimes, right? Even though power is not our creation, we have to respect the creators of that show, and we need to sit back and partake and enjoy their creation. That's what we need to do right now. And I think people, we sometimes just want to make everything our own. This is why we be yelling at the goddamn TV during movies and things of that nature. Sometimes we need to learn to just sit back and let it be what it is. I'm enjoying the show 2 episodes in. 3rd episode comes on tonight. Most High will, I'll be watching that on my Stars app. What's great is it comes on at midnight here on Eastern Time, 9:01 on the West Coast on the Stars app. You don't got to wait all damn day on Sunday. Beautiful thing. So you got to let the show progress the way it is. Again, I'm enjoying it. I'm just letting it progress. And what I'm going to say is, back to the point that even brought the show up, is Tariq. I believe Tariq is going to surprise everyone. Again, I believe Tariq is going to surprise everyone. Right now, it looks like everyone's against Ghost. It looks like Tasha's against Ghost. It looks like Tommy's against Ghost. It looks like his own son is against him. I'm going to tell you right now, Tariq is not against Ghost. Or, even if he is right now, by the time this season ends, he's not going to be against Ghost. I'm telling you that now. And the reason why I'm telling you that, and the reason why I feel like this, is number one, writing. All right? The writing seems like Tariq is against Ghost and he doesn't care if his father is murdered. That's what the writing seems like. So you have to know that you're being swerved. See, this is why I love professional wrestling so much. And I'm going to bring the Guerrilla 316 back, if it be the will of the Most High, my wrestling podcast. Watching and being a fanatic of wrestling helps you understand a lot of things. And people always go, well, wrestling's fake. Okay, it's scripted. It's predetermined. It's as fake as the movie you watch. It's as fake as the show you watch, right? Yet you get into these movies and shows, right? Am I still recording? Okay, Aside called me. My apologies. So yeah, it's as fake as these movies. It's as fake as these shows, man. It is. Meaning it's predetermined. It's scripted. It's, as controlled. Right? But you don't get mad at Game of Thrones and call it fake. You get into it. See what I'm saying? But here's the thing. When you become a fanatic of wrestling on what they call a smart, which is a smart mark, you begin to learn the lingo. and the storyline writing, and you watch these shoot interviews where they talk about the behind the scenes and how what was made what and what decisions are made, and you learn the lingo, right? So in wrestling, it's something called a swerve, where they present something one way to get all the fans thinking it's going to go one way and then make it go another way. All right, that's called, and when it's done and executed right, it's amazing. It makes your jaw drop. You can't goddamn believe it. Well, that's how you felt when Tariq turned on Kanan last season. You couldn't believe it. You were like, damn, he did that. He planted the gun. You didn't know what the hell happened. Tariq is the ultimate swerver. He has been throughout this show. And he's the son, the progeny, the seed of the illest killer that you've ever seen on that show, which is Ghost. I don't care what nobody's saying. Episode 1, when he shot Tommy's car up, I'm going to tell you, listen, all right? That was so hard. That was so ruthless. I had to throw the setup to the TV. I said, he did that. Fuck Tommy. That's how I felt at the time. Then I was mad as hell to find out Tommy ass wasn't in the car. But then I wasn't mad as hell because I said, you know what? This season got to progress. Tommy can't die in the first episode. As bad as I want his white ass to die, he can't die in the first episode. This season has to progress. Right? So he's the seed, the progeny, the son of Ghost. And he's the protege, the little homie, the spiritual son, if you will, of Kanan. The two coldest niggas that we've seen on this show, the two coldest niggas in the power universe, if you will. And I believe that we could officially refer to it as a universe because there's going to be at least 2 spinoffs. So that makes power what? A universe. Kanan is going to get a spinoff, and I believe Tariq is going to get a spinoff. And there's a meme going around with Tariq and the sister that he met at his school and the white boy saying this is the new Ghost, Tommy, and Tasha. Which it very well could be, and I wouldn't have a problem with that. But I believe Tariq is going to surprise all of us. Everyone hates Tariq right now, right? The general masses have a hatred and a resentment towards Tariq because of his utter disrespect of his father and undermining his father. If they're going to have a spinoff with Tariq, it makes sense that they have Tariq to win the hearts of the viewers. So we'll tune into his spinoff. Right? Doesn't that make sense? So I believe Tariq is going to swerve all of us. There's a reason why Tariq told Tommy, before you make a move on my father, you got to let me know. I don't care if you make a move on him, but before you make a move on him, you got to let me know. He's earned the trust of Tommy. He now knows when Tommy is going to make a move on Ghost. Remember when he found out they were going to make a move on Dre? He warned Dre, and Dre ain't his father. Dre ain't his flesh and blood. Right? I'm telling you. He's going to warn his father. He's going to give his father the drop. Just watch, and he's going to come through for his father the same way his father came through for him and saved his life with Kanan from goddamn Kanan's cousin when they kidnapped him. What was that, season 3? 2 or 3? Just watch. It's going to be a great season. Just watch. I'm happy as hell Angela's dead. I'm going to say that. And Tasha's acting like a weirdo. But here's the thing about Tasha. As mad as I am at Tasha, as much as I dislike Tasha right now, I have to be honest. Ghost did her dirty as hell season after season and has turned her heart cold. How did he do her dirty as hell? Is it dirty as hell for a man to deal with more than one woman? Hell no. Hell no. But what's dirty is when you go cold on that woman that lies in your bed. You go cold on that woman that birthed you children. You go cold on her because you got a new thing. No, you never go cold on her. If you're going to deal with multiple women, you deal with all of them. You love on all of them. You give all of them attention. You don't go cold on one because you like another one. That's wicked as hell. That's against scripture. And when you do that serially, and you ostracize that woman serially, you're going to turn her heart cold. And that's where Tasha's heart is now. And it's unfortunate because I hate to see it because it makes me dislike her character. And she's such a beautiful sister. And she was holding that man down. But he chose the damn cop. And now her ass is in a box. And I'm ecstatic about it. Oh, I'm ecstatic. It's what had to happen. right? But I'm interested to see what's going to happen the rest of the season. Can't wait for tonight's episode. I'll tell you that now. I certainly can't wait for tonight's episode. And you know what? Because I'm talking about tonight's episode, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get this, make sure I get this uploaded today. I'm going to have to get this uploaded today. I can't wait till I get home. I have to get this uploaded today. I got my damn, my laptop, so most I will I get this update today. But the next show I want to talk about, of course, is Ballers, the billboard I saw across from the Power billboard in Times Square last night. Hold on, let me get some more. We got Day of Atonement tonight. I gotta make sure I'm hydrated because I'm not gonna be during the Day of Atonement. So we got Ballers, man. So before I even start watching episode 1 and 2 of Ballers, I caught back up on season 5 because I hadn't watched none of season 5 or season 4, my fault. And you know, I like where season 4 was at. They acquired a TV station. They acquired a TV station. They struck a deal to get the exclusive broadcasting rights of USC, the Trojans, which was a big deal. Then the NCAA came against The Rock. The Rock had a relationship with Joey Bryant. Then you had her son, and you know, it was I like where it was going. Then all of a sudden, everything came to an abrupt halt. Rock walks away from Sports X, which I don't. What's his name? Spencer. He's The Rock. That's a problem The Rock had. The Rock has the same problem Martin Lawrence has. No matter what movie you in, Martin is Martin. No matter what movie The Rock is in, The Rock is The Rock. All right? But you got a brother like Eddie Murphy, he's Axel Foley. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. Who this individual is outshines every character he plays, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it takes away overall from their skill and their ability as an actor. It takes away overall. The Rock is The Rock. He's always going to be The Rock. I don't care who they call him. He's The Rock. Martin is Martin. He's always going to be Martin. I don't care what they call him. The nigga's Martin. Then you have brothers who can play their role and position, and you look at them for each particular. You don't look at the Princess goddamn Zamunda. The Princess Zamunda and Axel Foley is two different dudes. Martin is the same nigga in every movie. The Rock is the same in everything he plays. He's The Rock, period. I just wanted to say that. So The Rock's character, he had that relationship building with Joy Bryant. All of a sudden, that's gone. That whole storyline of him taking on the NCAA is gone. We start season 6 with absolutely no mention of how season 5 ended, with him going against, trying to file a lawsuit against the NCAA. The whole situation with the TV station. There's no mention of that. Now he's just buying the Chiefs. He's going to the same investors that invested in the TV station to go and buy the Chiefs, with no mention of whatever happened to the TV station, whatever happened to the NCAA lawsuit, whatever happened to the little nigga that went to USC and his mom. Now he's back with the white girl that you ain't seen in how damn long. Hideous white girl when he should have been back with Joy Bryant. I mean, it's just so damn much. I don't understand. There just is a cutoff. There's some continuity, but that whole storyline, which was the most interesting part of the storyline to me, right? Very interesting storyline, and I think is more interested than him buying an NFL franchise. That storyline has ceased and halted. He split from his partner that's been his partner since the beginning of the damn show. And now the dude is partnered with goddamn Russell Brown, Aldous Snow, right? I don't like that neither. All of it is kind of, I mean, it's all right. I'm going to still watch it, but there's a huge chunk missing. And I feel like they really, no pun intended, dropped the ball on this one. All right, if you don't watch Ballers, you don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, it is what it is. If you ever get a chance, there's 5 seasons there's 4 seasons and 2 new episodes, with the 3rd episode should air tonight on HBO now, if you have it. All right. But yeah, that's Ballers. Yeah, but man, I got Day of Atonement tonight. I got a big baby shower today, before tonight. I got to be in before sunfall and, prepare for this Day of Atonement, man. I give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, just for even being able to have an opportunity to atone. We got Feast of Tabernacles, camp out there in Georgia next week. Most High will, man. It should be beautiful, man. I'm loving how the Spirit's moving, but I just wanted to get this podcast off my chest while I'm sitting chilling around, truthfully waiting for my wife to be ready to come get me so we can go to this damn thing. But wanted to give y'all this, and most I will I'll be more consistent with the updating of the podcast. It's just I gotta have time, you know. Doing doing the urban guerrilla stuff is something I'm passionate about. Be it clothing design, marketing it, doing the podcast, doing the extracurricular videos in what I would call the entertainment sector, tapping into the entertainment realm, the crime realm, gang realm, etc. I love doing all that. I'm passionate about it, but it's not my main priority. My main priority is the edification of the nation. Even though there's edification that comes out of these things too, it's minimal in comparison to, the overall teachings. Classes 2 and 3 times a week, camps twice a week, traveling, teaching in different places, counseling people, doing all the various things I do. This stuff is secondary. So, and of course being a father. That's all this is secondary compared to that. So it can be it may get neglected sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because there's other things that come first. And it is what it is. But when I can and when I get around to it, I love doing these things. I love talking about these things. A lot of people think like, sometimes people meet us and they ask us like, do y'all listen to music? Do y'all go to movies? Do y'all watch sports? We're regular people too. We teach the Bible and we've dedicated our lives to the upliftment of our people and to the service of our God and our King. But we do regular stuff too. I listen to plenty music, man. I watch plenty movies. I listen to plenty other podcasts. I watch plenty other series. I kick it, I hang out. We do all those various things. So, but the work of the Lord comes first. Like it says in Proverbs 16:3, commit thy works to the Lord and he will establish the thoughts of thy heart, or something to that effect. If I'm misquoting it, my apologies. I'm just quoting it off the top of my head. But, things like that, we got to put that first. So this comes second. You know what I mean? If you want to even call it. So it might even come later in a second, honestly. Because I got to rest and sleep too. That's something I got to do. I got to focus on getting my rest. Because sometimes I'll be hard-pressed to find time to get adequate rest. So that's something I also have to get. You know what I mean? So, hey, it is what it is. But I appreciate y'all for tuning into this. I'm going to wrap this up. Most how well I'll be back at y'all real soon. Either with ISSA Guerrilla, Guerrilla 316, or Beige Rage with a side. So yeah, tune in for that, or look out for those things. Make sure y'all subscribe on the YouTube, on iTunes, and on Spotify. Make sure y'all go to urbanguerrilla.com. That's URBNGRLA.com for the apparel. Also, we have, of course, the Guerrilla Mist fragrances, both blue and platinum. Most high will there be a couple new fragrances too coming for the fall season. Check the Instagram out. Instagram at URBNGRLA. With that, again, I give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Say shalom.